Okay, so welcome to the Faceless YouTube Shorts Blueprint. So in this video, I'm basically going to be breaking down the most important things that you need to know in order to go viral and make money with YouTube Shorts. So that being said, we'll jump right into this. I don't want to make a big intro here or take too long with this. This is going to be a fast-paced, value-packed video. So I promise you, this is going to be one of the most valuable 10-minute videos you've ever watched, like way more valuable than stuff that you'll find on YouTube. It's just going to be back-to-back actionable and useful pieces of advice and information. Now, with that being said, I'm going to be moving very quickly, so if you have to go back and rewind the video or you're not understanding something and need to rewatch it, feel free to do that. Don't feel bad. I'm going to be moving really quickly here, and I'm going to be delivering a lot of value in the shortest amount of time possible here. So with that being said, we're going to kind of get into this, and I promise you, if you implement what I'm going to show you today, you will get results, you will go viral, and you will make money with YouTube Shorts. So that being said, let's break this down and kind of run through this strategy right now. So first and foremost, the first thing you need to understand is that YouTube Shorts pays somewhere between $150 to $350 per million views. So they are paying hundreds of dollars for every million views that your videos are getting. And this is really important to just understand this, because there's a couple key things that you want to just remember when you're creating content. Now, the first thing is that you obviously want to try to get on the higher end of this. You want to try to be earning as much as you can per million views, right? And basically what you need to understand is that there's pretty much only one thing that really impacts this significantly, which is where your videos are actually going viral. If you're only going viral in third world countries, places like, India, where, they're not big consumer markets, you will not make as much money. Like, your RPM will be very low. By the way, RPM is how much money you're getting paid, essentially. And your RPM is going to be very, very low. But if you're targeting, like, if all your videos are going viral in the US, the UK, big consumer markets that spend a lot of money, they buy a lot of ads, you know what I mean? And they're transacting a lot. Those are the markets that will pay you the best. So you want your videos to be going viral in the US and the UK, pretty much just those two countries. Now, with that being said, I'm going to kind of show you throughout this video what kind of content will perform the best in those audiences, and I'll kind of explain that more. But just keep that in mind when you're creating content, and let's move on, and we're going to get into the actionable stuff that you can do to get results with YouTube Shorts. So first and foremost, there's a couple things you need to understand here. The first thing is that there are two criteria that you need to meet in order to hit the YouTube AdSense program, which is how you start getting paid, because you don't just start getting paid immediately. You have to earn that. So the first thing you need to understand is that there is basically two criteria that you need to hit. You need to have 1,000 subscribers total across like the lifetime of the account. You don't have to do that in a certain time frame. You just need to get to 1,000 subscribers total. And then the hardest one is that you need to get to 10 million views in 90 days. So you're probably looking at this like, that is impossible. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Don't worry, I'm going to show you. But once you achieve both of these things, you get 1,000 subscribers and you get 10 million views in 90 days, then you unlock the YouTube AdSense program. And this is where they pay you per 1,000 views that your videos get, right? So that's how you start earning money. But until you hit these criterias, you will not earn anything. And I just need to address that, because some of you guys are like, where's my money at? And you've like posted one video. You have to actually build an account here. And again, I'm going to show you how to do that. It's very, very easy. You can do this very, very quickly. So again, that being said, let me break this down. Let's kind of move on here. So how do you actually hit these requirements? I'm going to make this a little smaller. So how do you actually hit these requirements to achieve, those goals? Now, there's basically a couple things you need to understand. The first thing is the content that you're posting. So I'm going to show you a bunch of examples of really, really good content that you could be posting on YouTube Shorts. These are all examples from actual YouTube Shorts pages that perform insanely well. And I'm going to kind of talk quickly about each of them, and then we'll move on and talk about some of the actual strategies you can implement. But this is just to show you content that works. So first and foremost, we'll start with this one. This is an example. Like, this video has a ton of views on Shorts. This is like, that Google Earth niche where they zoom in with their fingers on their iPad. We've got examples like this, right? Instagram versus reality. This was a super popular niche. It's kind of fallen off a little bit, but it was very, very popular for a long time. It's like showing like Instagram clips versus what they look like in real life. It's shorter. These are really easy to make. They're like 16-second long videos. So they hardly take any effort at all to make. Here's another example. I'll turn this up a bit. This is just like this is an example of like Kickflix. They're a great account. They've posted like 60 videos and have like 1 million subscribers or whatever. So they've done very, very well. And all they do is they just talk about like football and soccer and stuff, and they just make like videos about football. That's pretty much it. And they just create content talking about that. We have examples like this. If you're familiar with the game Tear Down Destruction, what they do is they literally just film themselves dropping stuff on buildings in Tear Down Destruction. This is just, again, it's a very niche specific example. Like, some of you guys don't have computers or can't do a niche like this, and I don't even know how to do this niche, but it's just an example of like the kind of content that performs faceless. We've got texting stories. Like, texting stories are fantastic on YouTube Shorts. We've got, more Instagram versus reality again. I don't know why that's in there twice. We got videos like this. So these are like history videos where they'll basically like, it's just captions, voiceovers, and history breakdowns of like historic events. Same with this one. Yeah, pretty much that's all it is. It's just, they just sit there and make voiceovers and use pictures and images and videos with captions on top to tell a story about, history. Here's another example. These are great videos. They put a lot of effort into these. They're very well edited, but you could just make something like this in CapCut. Like, it's very easy to make something like this in CapCut. So these are some examples of really, high quality content. And as we keep moving through this video, I'm going to kind of show you more, like, the quality of your content matters so much. You have no idea. Like, if you think you can just post like Reddit stories that are literally just like captions and Minecraft parkour, you can't do that anymore. Like, that stuff doesn't work. People are so desensitized to it, and it's not interesting. You need to make high quality, good content, and these videos are perfect examples of what that looks like. So moving on, let's get into the more interesting stuff. So how do you actually grow your page? Like, now it's like, okay, those are some examples of like videos you could post, but how do you actually grow a page, right? Because that's what you're all here for. Now, there's basically 3 categories that you need to be basically aware of when it comes to growing your page. So the first one I'll start with is content. So you need to understand content. And basically, we've already talked about that a little bit more. I'm going to show you kind of on the next page a little bit more about content, but you need to understand like what content to post, what not to post, and what you need to understand primarily, and I'll just talk about this quickly before we move on, is you need to understand that the content that you are posting is the key to going viral. There's no secret hashtag to going viral or secret trending audio or best time to post. All of that is bullshit. Anyone telling you that is lying to you. All you need to focus on is creating good videos. Good videos go viral, bad videos don't. That's all it comes down to. And we all know this in our hearts, like, but then we try to, like, distract ourselves, like, well, maybe I'm not going viral because it's the hashtag I'm using. No, it's not. You're not going viral because your content isn't good and no one wants to watch it. That's what it comes down to. So the first piece of the framework that we're going to talk about is content. It always comes down to the content. If you're not going viral, make better content. If you're not, getting enough subscribers, make better content. It always comes down to the content, and we're going to talk more about that. Now, the next piece is algorithm. You need to understand how the algorithm actually works and what they look for in order to understand, like, okay, how do I make good videos? Like, so we're going to be talking about the algorithm and what the algorithm actually looks for and how it works. Now, the algorithm, again, I'll break it down for you. It's very, very simple. People overcomplicate it a lot, but there's basically only 2 things we'll talk about there that are very simple but very powerful frameworks to understand. And then the last thing we're going to talk about is launch. So this is like, how do you actually, like, what do you need to do to, like, okay, now you understand how to make good content and you understand the algorithm, but how do you actually grow your page to like 10,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, 1 million subscribers? Like, what do you need to do to actually grow an audience? And that's basically what we're going to talk about in the launch section. So this video will basically be divided into those 3 sections. Now, I think I'm at like 10 minutes so far, so this video is going to be probably a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, but that's going to be good for you. Like, I promise you, there's going to be so much more value as we go through this. So let's start with content. That's the first piece. Now, content. There's basically 2 things that your content needs to be, and I'll just kind of point them out here. Your content needs to be original and it needs to be high quality. That's it. Literally the only 2 things. So let me make this smaller. I'll move out of the way here. Now, let me show you some examples. A niche that is very popular for some reason, but I don't really like, is, I think people call it the commentary niche, right? These clips where it's like, you just steal clips from like popular stuff and then you shoot a little voiceover for it. these work. Like, I'm not discrediting that. If you post these, you might go viral, but they're very inconsistent. Like, this is a very tough niche to succeed with nowadays because it's, to be honest, it's just simply not super popular. These videos are massively oversaturated. So many people posting them where you just take clips and you put like your voiceover on top. So don't do these because, I mean, the main thing is that A, it's not really high quality because everyone's doing it, so it doesn't stand out. The second piece is that it's not original. Like, you're stealing other people's content, which makes it really tough to grow a page long term because everything you're doing relies on other people's content, right? Which makes it less predictable. It gives you less control over your own videos, and it can also get you in trouble. Like, a lot of accounts will get suspended and, you know, run into issues when trying to monetize and stuff if you're stealing other people's content. So, what does an actual original and high quality video look like? Well, here's an example. Videos like this. This is like the conspiracy theory slash like history niche. This is just an example. There's a million original niches, and I showed you all those up there. So go back and rewatch that section if you need to. Now that you understand this, feel free to rewatch that. But I just went over like a bunch of really good examples of original high quality content, and this is a perfect example of like, this video is fully original. They're making it from scratch by themselves. They're doing their own voiceover. Like, every aspect of this video is original and it is high quality. You can see like the thought, the scripting, the editing, every aspect of these videos is so well thought out and planned. And that is why this guy is able to go viral almost every single time he posts, because he's got a very consistent, actionable process that actually works to make content. Whereas clipping niches, you're literally just like stealing other people's videos hoping they go viral, right? And throwing some captions on top. Like, you're not doing anything cool. Another example of what not to post would be like movie clips, podcast clips with like the GTA gameplay underneath. Like, these are niches that like just don't. I'm not gonna talk about that much more, but just don't do those. Like, they just simply are so inconsistent. They don't go viral as often. They're very hard to like predict. They run into tons of issues because you're stealing content. There's so much wrong with them. So just make high quality original content and you're going to be totally fine. And again, feel free to rewind. You don't have to do this niche specifically. There are literally, like I showed you, like 9 niches above that are all perfect examples of high quality original content. Okay, so that being said, that's the content section. Now let's move on. Let's move on from content. There's now 3 things that I want you to understand when you're looking for content to post. And this is what I call the content check. This is a very simple 3-step framework that if you apply, you will be able to always find good content to post and understand like good niches and pretty much just be able to figure out like what type of videos you want to post. Because I gave you some examples above, but maybe you don't want to do those, right? If you want to go find your own niche, go find something super untapped, here's the 3-step framework that will allow you to actually go find viral content to post on YouTube Shorts. So the first step, is it original? We already talked about this. The check to make sure the content you're about to post, like, is it original? You know, how long are the videos? This is the second piece. See how long they are. And the reason I mention this, again, this is when you're looking at niches and you're looking at content to post and you're like, okay, I think I want to do this niche, and you're scrolling on YouTube Shorts, like trying to find like, okay, what niche do I want to do? What kind of content do I want to make my channel about, right? These are the 3 things that you look for. So you look for, is the content original? How long are the videos, right? So how long, like like timing wise, like are they 10 seconds long, or are all the videos 15 seconds long or 2 minutes long, right? Because as of, you know, when I'm shooting this video, YouTube just released the 3-minute shorts update. So shorts can now be up to 3 minutes long. What that means is that RPMs and the amount you earn tends to be higher for longer videos. So typically I'll look for niches that are longer. So usually like 50 seconds to like 2 minutes long. Like find niches where the content is somewhere around 1 minute to 2 minutes, like in that range, or just slightly over 1 minute, just not like 10-second long clips. I find 10-second long videos tend to pay the least. And, you know, I've asked a lot of people, and that's just my experience, is that longer content will usually pay you better. So when you're looking for niches or trying to find like, yeah, what kind of content you want to post, you know, when you're looking for inspiration on YouTube Shorts, make sure you're looking for content that is original. The videos are somewhere around 1 minute long, and then they are currently going viral. So they are currently today going viral. This isn't some niche that worked 2 years ago, but it currently works today. So I'm going to basically show you an example of this. Now, this is what scouting a niche would kind of look like. So if I'm looking for a niche to post. I'm like, okay, what kind of content do I want to post? And I'm analyzing what kind of videos I want to post on YouTube Shorts. I'm looking at their channel, and what I'm looking for is that every video is at least gaining a couple 100,000 views. So if the channel that I'm looking at, or the niche I'm looking at, or the inspiration that I'm using for my own channel, if they're not going viral every time, then why do you think you're going to go viral every time? Like, if you're doing something that hasn't worked in a long time, maybe these channels used to get millions of views, but now they get like 2,000 views. It doesn't work anymore, right? So what you need to be doing is looking for channels and making sure, like, when you're thinking about what kind of content to post, because again, like, I showed you 9 really good niches right now in it's in October of 2024, but you might be watching this video 3 months from now. Those niches might not be the most effective anymore, right? So you're going to need to apply the framework I just showed you to go and find your own content to post and go figure out what kind of content you want to upload to YouTube Shorts. And with that being said, you need to be analyzing this. You need to be looking like, are all their videos getting millions or getting hundreds of thousands of views? So what I'll basically do when I'm looking for niches is, if all their videos aren't at least hitting 100,000 views, then I won't do the niche. Like, I'm just assuming this is a bad niche. You can see this example there: 235K, 1.7 million, 3.4 million, 716K, 119K. Like, this niche works, and these videos were all posted in the last week, and I checked that. Like, these videos were all recently posted. Every single video is getting hundreds of thousands of views, so this is probably a good niche. Now, here's the other thing I'll check. When you go on their channel, just on the main channel homepage, you can find a screen that looks kind of like this, and I'll just blow this up, make it really easy to see. And basically what this screen shows you when you're just looking at someone's channel, shows you how many subscribers they have, how many videos they've posted, and how many views the channel has as a total, right? So what I'll look for is a subscriber number that is 1,000 times the number of videos. So for example, this is a good example. This is actually my own channel. This is a channel I just started. As of when this video is shot, I have started this channel 40 days ago now, 40 days ago. So I started this channel 40 days ago. It's got 45.9K subscribers, right? And I've posted 36 videos, which means I'm gaining more than 1,000 subscribers per video, which means the video to subscriber ratio is very, very good. Like, every video is average gaining me more than 1,000 subscribers. So that means that my leverage is very, very high, because when I put up content, my chances of gaining lots and lots of subscribers and getting lots and lots of views is way higher. So you look for a number where, like, if you divide the number of subscribers by the number of videos, you get more than 1,000. And if that's the case, then you found a good niche. Now, with that being said, the other thing you look for is how many views they have, because maybe they get a ton of subscribers, but they're not getting a lot of views. And views are what really matter, right? Because you don't get paid for having subscribers. You get paid for having views. All that YouTube cares about is views. That's what you get monetized on, right? So you want to look at a channel, like here's an example, right? My channel hit 12.6 million views in 40 days. Like, a brand new channel, 40 days in, has 12.6 million views, which means this channel is now monetized. Like, as of last night or 2 nights ago, I just got monetized on a channel I started 1 month ago. Like, literally 1 month ago. It took me pretty much exactly 1 month to get fully monetized on a channel. So that's just an example of, like, this is what a good niche would look like. Lots and lots of views, very few videos, and lots of subscribers. And if the channels you're looking at for inspiration hit these criterias, then it is a good channel. Okay, so that being said, let's move on. Now the next thing is the algorithm, right? Because we talked about this. The algorithm is a very, very important piece of content, or of the content creation process, that you need to understand. So the algorithm, when it comes to YouTube Shorts, there are 2 things that the algorithm looks for. The first thing is engagement. Basically, all the algorithm looks for is how much engagement are your videos getting? Are they getting high volumes of likes, high volumes of comments, high numbers of shares, high numbers of saves? So that's metric number 1. The algorithm looks for engagement, and this is how they measure to see if your video is good. Basically, they will look at, how many likes, comments, and shares and saves that video got. That's engagement. Now, they also look at watch time. So watch time is how long, on average, someone will watch your video for. And then they look at the swipe rate, and I'll show you pictures of these next. Now, what I want to basically emphasize here that is very important for you to understand is that watch time matters so much more than engagement. Engagement is the least important metric when it comes to content. A lot of you guys are like, well, why am I not going viral? I have so many likes. My like to view ratio is really good. I promise you, that's not really that important, because YouTube, they don't make money when people like a video. Like, it's on their own app. It doesn't help them in any way. What helps YouTube is when people watch content on their app. All YouTube cares about is how long people stay on their app for and how long they watch videos for. That's literally all they care about. So with that being said, watch time is the most important framework or metric when it comes to content. And this is true. Like, I've been creating faceless content for over a year on TikTok and now on YouTube Shorts. And what I can tell you from experience is that I've had videos that literally have like the worst engagement ever, but because the watch time is high, they will get tens of millions of views. All that matters, and this has been true for literally the entire time I've been in the content creation space, on my personal brand, on all my faceless accounts, all that matters is the watch time. If you're getting high watch time, you will go viral. And then engagement helps. If you're getting extra engagement, like lots of likes, lots of comments, that's great, and that helps. But what matters most is the watch time of the video. This is by far the most important framework. So with that being said, there's two pieces to watch time. There's average watch time and there's swipe rate. So I prepared a little slide next to kind of show you what that looks like. So here's what the graph looks like from a video. This is actually from a video that did pretty well. I think this video got like 100K views, but the stats weren't even that good. So these are kind of mediocre stats, but the video did really well regardless. So this is basically your audience retention graph, and this is in your YouTube Shorts analytics. This is the mobile view. Like, this is what it looks like from the YouTube Studio app. But these are your audience retention graphs. This graph right here shows you, the length of your video. So in this case, my video was 49 seconds long, and you can see where people kind of stopped watching. Like, on average, it just kind of trends down throughout the whole video. People are leaving, as the video goes longer. But then up here, you can see the average view duration lifetime. In this case, 38 seconds or 79% of the video. This metric right here is called the AVD, or average view duration, AVD. This is one of the most important pieces that you need to understand when it comes to creating content. You want to get the highest AVD possible because, like I said, watch time matters. And average view duration is average how long people watch your videos for. So AVD, average view duration, is very, very important. Now, you can see on this video, I had about 80% average view duration. So that meant, like, out of everybody who saw my video, the average person was watching 80% of my video. That's why this video did well, because the average person was watching 80% of my content versus, like, someone else who maybe they post a 1-minute video as well, but the average person who sees it only watches for 5 seconds. That's a really low AVD, right? So you want the highest AVD you possibly can. Now, again, this just comes down to, like, how good is your content? People will stop watching if the content is boring or not high quality, right? So the content needs to be really, really good. But the AVD is essentially the thing that determines how high quality the video is. Like, it determines how long people are watching for and how interested they are in the content. Now, the second piece of watch time that really matters is the swipe rate. So this is how many chose to view. The swipe rate is basically how many people chose to stay on your video or how many people swiped away from it right away. And again, the swipe rate is basically what it comes down to, is that the swipe rate is kind of, it's I believe, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong here, because this is something that I've heard so many different things on. Like, so many different people have told me different numbers for this, but I believe the swipe rate is anyone who watches the first 3 to 5 seconds of your video. Like, someone who stays for a couple seconds on your video, that's counted as a view. I think they have to watch 5 seconds of your video for it to be a view. But again, I've heard different numbers from so many different people. YouTube hasn't